It's your boy Avon. We're back, man. Stephen A. Smith is hitting a clinic on Jason Whitlock. Like I just been throwing bombs. It sounds like Vietnam out here, bro. It sounds like
came out yesterday on paperback. Do you know that you can go to Amazon.com, StraightShooterBook.com, or a bookstore nearest you to get my book in paperback? Do you know that when people are normally selling 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 copies, I've sold over 400,000? Did you?
It's not even Wi-Fi, bro. I'm doing everything from Verizon, bro. I'm doing everything from my phone. Like so I think I'm overusing the computer, which like all these gunshots. But hey, man, fuck it, bro. I've been streaming all day. Fuck.
Did you know? Did you know? But he will tell you I didn't write it. He's seen my writing. Really? This article is an article written on Deadspin.com. The title, How Jason Whitlock is Poisoning ESPN's Black Grant Land. Because remember, Bill Simmons, who's now at Spotify doing a great job, obviously had Grantland at ESPN, and upon his departure, Jason Whitlock was supposed to take up the mantle and create a black website for folks. This article was written by a Greg Howard, published on April 27, 2015. The same Jason Whitlock that said he's seen my writing, the same Jason Whitlock that implied that I couldn't write, the same Jason Whitlock that said that I'm lying. That I'm lying.
You got receipts, bro.
What does this man do?
That boy got receipts, bro.
There's a plethora of reasons why I would do so, ladies and gentlemen. One of the reasons would be because it's as in-depth as it gets about how scurrilous, how trifling, how despicable this man is. But there's also another reason that I'd pick up this article. Let me read the graph to you that it says.
Oh, definitely.
Keep in mind,
I would definitely check it out. Appreciate you for that.
This staff, the one Whitlock was praising by way of warnings that if the writers and editors wouldn't align with his vision, he would get rid of them, was not the one Whitlock wanted. The Undefeated, because that was the name of the title before it ultimately became Escape. The Undefeated was originally meant to attract the best and brightest young black talent in the country, with Whitlock's aim set so high that he at one point seriously tried to recruit the Atlantic's Ta-Nehisi Coates, the sharpest cultural commentator in the business today. As things worked out, though, those young writers comprehensively refused to work with him. So did big-name ESPNers like Howard Bryant, Jamel Hill, and Stephen A. Smith.
They didn't want to be with his brand. He was hateful.
While you were on Blaze TV, spewing that bullshit to people. Did you tell them that? Did you tell them how you stood outside of First Take begging me to talk to you? Did you tell them that once this same article in Deadspin came out, weeks later you wrote a lengthy apology to me in an email, begging me to forgive you, pointing out how you were betrayed by this particular writer, so you know how I must feel that you betrayed me? You bitch.
Ooh, you bitch.
Did you tell them?
Call him a bitch.
You fat piece of shit.
Call him a fat
Did
piece
you
of
tell him
shit.
that? Got the names. We got Jamel Hill. We got Howard Bryant.
Ooh.
You want me to bring up the other writers that wouldn't work for you?
Ooh.
Why it took you nearly 2 years to get an article out? Because you ran that shit so bad you were running it into the ground? What a disgrace you were to John Skipper, the former boss of ESPN, or the host of others. You want me to talk about that?
Yeah.
Because I got receipts. I got the email. Want me to talk about that? Now, just for everybody that wants to understand, how could this possibly be? Because once upon a time, I actually tried to speak up for this damn cretin. I knew he was.
Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm cooked. Same thing.
Why would I do that? Because sometimes, as black folks,
Go to the side, man.
Yeah, he said everything but everything.
all of us must be of one monolithic thinking. That we need to be completely and totally aligned. And any deviation from that brings into question our quote-unquote blackness. Martin Luther King was a man of peace. Malcolm X was by any means necessary. They can't possibly be on the same page. Even though their agendas was for the upliftment and the preservation of our race of people. So I understand when we talk about stuff like this, how people can sit up there and say, how did it get to this? How did it get to this? Remember when I got suspended years ago? You know, was out there writing stuff, smiling in my face 1 minute, talking smack about me behind my back, and then ultimately writing it, it was him. Remember when I supposedly used people were speculating that he used the N-word on the air and all of this other stuff. He was the first one out there trying to say that I did it. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't do it on the air, in my humble opinion. I'm telling you that. However, it's not like I didn't use the N-word when I was off the air, when I was talking to my fellas, or I was talking to other folks who happened to be black. I am not a proponent of using that word often, nor am I advocating that that word be used now. I'm just acknowledging the guilt that comes associated with me in terms of when I was younger. But I was always saying we as black people communicate how we want to communicate with each other. I love John Wooten, who's been associated with the Fritz Alliance, the Fritz Alliance, the Fritz Alliance, Fritz Pollard Alliance. Love that man. Love his contributions to the NFL. But when we would get into it in the past on rare occasions, it wasn't that he wanted the eradication of the N-word, because I support that. My issue with him was, hey, you shouldn't be encouraging the NFL to fine us and penalize us for using it amongst ourselves. How can a race of people who actually made the word iniquitous be in a position to punish us for using the word with one another? I had a problem with that, and I stand by that, but I digress. My point is, in bringing up all of that, Jason Whitlock pounced on it, because that's what he does. You see, what he does is he's the one that puts himself in front of white folks. The white folks, not all white folks, not most white folks, but the white folks that dare we say may have a problem with black folks. He says, I'm your man. That's what he does.
I think it's
You think I'm
boy, that nigga give me that, boy. That nigga said, I'm your man. That nigga said,
he says,
nigga said, that nigga Jason went, that's fuck fun right now, bro. This shit hard. That nigga shooting, bro. That nigga shoot, nigga. That nigga shooting, bro. Holy, that nigga said, I'm your man.
I'm your man.
I'm your man.
That's what he does.
Oh my God.
You think I'm lying?
I chose Wix for my business.
Ask the Kansas City Star. Ask them all. Jamel Hill. Rob Parker. Chris Broussard. Skip Bayless. Yours truly,
Cali's dope.
along with a host
Cali is the
of
weather's
black
amazing.
folks all over this country. Every single
You just
one
gotta
of them
keep
will
working,
confirm
and like
what the
it
hell
depends
I'm
on
saying
you too. It
about this
depends on
piece
what
of garbage.
situation you're in. So like I'm in a very comfortable situation because I'm starting to like I have knowledge as a mature man. I'm 33. I have no kids. I also have company, which is a dog. You know, I just got a nice little couch, like an L couch. So I actually have more, you know, more of a presence. You know, there's so many different locations from the city that you always gonna be able to explore. I lived in San Diego. It was more conservative, but it was like in the border. I learned a lot. So California is just a lot to bring. I went all the way to I went to Vegas, Reno, Nevada. I went to Sacramento. I went to San Francisco. I went to Redding. I drove through all the state, and I tell you, I just can't get enough. Like I can't get enough. Like the laws. You know, I could make so much money doing DoorDash here that it just becomes my regular job, you know, and I could, you know, live from it. Obviously, you know, you gotta work, but what job do you don't have to work? You know, now I have the independence. Now I could pay myself within seconds. So it's that type of reliability and stuff. So, you know, Cali is Calian. That's all I got to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a black man, I often told y'all, I cannot imagine as a black man, knowing our history, anything worse than a white supremacist. That is until Jason Whitlock came along. He's worse than them. He is the worst, most despicable, lying, no good, fat ass human being I have ever known in my life.
He said badass.
I'm gonna take a break, cause I got more.
Oh shit!
In a minute. You're listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show.
Oh shit!
Right here on
I gotta
YouTube.
cook them.
Don't go away. What's that one you put in the desk? Box on my desk for?
Just open it.
Yo, this
Man, you couldn't open it for me? What? Ah, my new book on paperback. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. It works for me. It works for me. Y'all see this? New forward law. Stephen A. in paperback. Straight shooter. Memoir, second chances and first takes. I haven't gotten over that picture. It does look pretty smooth. I must say so myself. It's a bestseller. I'll hold on to this. Hope you go out and get it. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. Wouldn't be here without you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube. I will remind everybody that as I'm sitting here talking about Mr. Jason Whitlock, first of all, it will never happen again. He's irrelevant, he's not important, he's insignificant, and he knows it, and he did all of this to try and bait me into all of this stuff. I know that's how people are looking at it.
Oh no, yeah, hell no. You see, I wanted to go to Humboldt County, but the Bay Area was so cold, dude, that like I was just like, what am I doing to myself? Because I was traveling around like December and shit like that, And they gotta realize, yo, what the fuck did I leave San Diego for? And if I'm gonna leave San Diego, I'd rather just go to LA and risk it and just kind of like, if you're gonna go to California and gonna live in San Diego, that's not good enough, because you don't want to leave California and be like, yo, I didn't get to live in the city, you know? Like, I'm from New York City, so I want to know what this shit all about. And I'm just saying, bro, I'm entertained, but you gotta, respect the laws of the land. It's gangland, so you gotta also move accordingly. There's no loitering time, because you got free time. The wolves is gonna eat you.
Same thing. My point is, I don't care. And the reason I don't care is because I've been holding it in for nearly 10 years. And so there comes a point in time where, at the very least, at least one time, you have to address it. It's necessary. It's important. Okay? And as we sit here today talking about this subject, there's certain things that we just don't need to let go. You know? We just don't need to let go. Because there comes a point in time when enough's enough. And that time has arrived. Getting back into him and to really elaborate extensively on us. Ladies and gentlemen, John Skipper, the former boss for ESPN, wanted to start this website. And if you remember, when the Undefeated first came into existence, it was labeled the premier platform for intelligent analysis and celebration of black culture and the African American struggle for equality. That's what it was labeled as. Now that I read you that quote, let me give you a quote that this guy, Greg Howard, has a recording of Jason Whitlock saying to his staff at that time. If you're more comfortable working for white people rather than working for me, and that sounds humorous, but it's the truth, fine. This is according to audio obtained by Deadspin back in 2015. Some black people are far more comfortable answering to a white person than a black person, no matter how black they like to pass themselves off to be. Far more comfortable because they know a white person is going to overlook their shortcomings. It's good for a Negro. I'm not about that. But if you're more comfortable working for a white person, I will find a white person for you to work for. We have a higher standard here. Everybody has to get on board with that, or I'm going to find a way to move them someplace else. That was Jason Whitlock. And then he went out and hired senior writer and editor Mike Wise, who's white. This is the man that's in charge of black culture. Why can I say that? And by the way, I'm not casting any aspersions against Mike Wise. I'm cool with him. I've always been cool with him. He used to work for the New York Times, used to cover the Knicks long before he moved on to the Washington Post. He's a credible journalist. I have nothing negative to say about him. I'm just saying, black website, but you bring in your white friend. In part, because black folks didn't want to work for you.
Nah, bro, I'll promote you for free,
But I
bro. Don't worry.
digress.
Send me,
Ladies and gentlemen, how serious I am? Am I?
follow me on Instagram and send me like that, and I'll just fucking think it. Let me see. Let me get that shit.
I
long
have
as
a
fuck.
contract that I negotiated with ESPN and I signed in 2015. I don't know of anyone who has this in their contracts. I had it in my contract, and I have a copy of it, where it specifically stipulates that I never work with Jason Whitlock. It's in writing. No wonder you didn't see him on First Take. You didn't see him on Undisputed with Skip Bayless either. Skip Bayless wouldn't allow him on there. You didn't see him on Numbers Never Lie either. Jamel Hill and Michael Smith wouldn't allow him on there. Christopher Broussard for Fox Sports and Fox Sports Radio. Let me take a moment to tell you about Chris Broussard. If Chris Broussard were not in this industry, do you know where he'd probably be? Probably, because I don't know for sure, but probably be, y'all, in a monastery. He's one of the most religious, God-fearing, decent human beings you will ever encounter. It doesn't get any better than Christopher Broussard. He can't stand Jason Whitlock. Look around. Don't y'all notice why black people scurry away whenever this roach of an individual is around named Whitlock? Because we know what he is. We know what he is. Blaze TV. You may not know. Glenn Beck, Dave Rubin, the great one himself, Mark Levin. I bring up Blaze TV, which is where Whitlock works, because I want Blaze TV to understand I'm not talking about you. I know you're conservative, I get all of that. I'm not judging accordingly. I know Mark Levin well. We have one another on speed dial. We talk all the time. The same applies to Sean Hannity, the Andrew Wilkows of the world. Okay? I talk to these folks. I'm not one of those people that's married to one side or the other. And decent people are everywhere. Be careful that you don't get yourself stained and stenched by Whitlock. He can do that to people. He is the worst. He's not ethical. He's not moral. Clearly, based over what I told you about me, he's also not factual most of the time. He will lie, he will denigrate, and he will turn against anyone to serve his own good. The real reason, and casting no aspersions on what Blaze TV presents and what it has to offer, the real reason he's there is because he can't get a job anywhere else. He hasn't burnt bridges, he's napalmed them. Call Eric Shanks and Charlie Dixon at Fox. Call Jimmy Pitaro, Burke Magnet, Dave Roberts, Norby Williamson at ESPN. Call him. Call him. Call John Skipper at Meadowlark Media. I'm giving you names. I'm giving you names. That's just it. I already gave you on-air talent names. I gave you reporters and on-air talent. Ladies and gentlemen, this same Jason Whitlock that wanted to talk smack about me is the same Jason Whitlock that wanted to hire me. It's the same Jason Whitlock that stood outside doors trying to get me and coax me into even having a conversation with them because they knew I was so disgusted with him, presumably after he hit a strip club. Because we all know ain't nobody trying to go out with him. Okay? The same Jason Whitlock, that guy, is the same guy that sent both Dan Lebertard and Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, the two-time champion, the Hall of Famer, one of the greatest point guards in NBA history, now working on NBA TV. That guy, that same Jason Whitlock, sent those folks to talk to me. Please, is there something that can be worked out? Can you forgive him? Can you talk to him? My words and my promise to them was that I want nothing to do with him. I will never hurt him from getting opportunities, but I'll be damned if I'm going to help him by being associated with him in any way. Do you know why I said that, ladies and gentlemen? As black people. And I guess I was wrong. I should say at this particular moment in time, I was wrong to call him a fat bastard or a roach and all of this other stuff. Because that's not my name for him. My name for Jason Whitlock is religiously Cain. C-A-I-N. You see, we talk about how we're the original man on the face of the earth. According to the Bible, he killed Abel. That's Jason Whitlock. There is nothing good about him. Absolutely nothing. And I challenge anybody that knows anything about him to refute what I'm saying. I have the facts. They're all here. I know what he's done. The biggest mistake, one of the biggest mistakes that John Skipper could have ever made as the former boss of ESPN was hiring that man. Everyone knows it. That's why he attacks ESPN. That's why he attacks colleagues and contemporaries in the industry. It's not just because he thinks he's smarter. It's not just because he's fearful of anybody smarter than him in the same room. It's not just because of those reasons. It's because he truly despises us all. It's who he is. And the funny part about it is, when he sits up there and he says, you know, I can't do this or I can't do that. Look, I'm 56 years old. If y'all think I gotta, now that I'm successful in this business, that I gotta sit here and lie about me playing basketball in high school to write in my own damn memoir, at this point in time in my life, I can't help y'all. I'm not gonna waste my time with that silliness. What I would say to you, however, is this. I have a bestseller. Where's his? I got let go by ESPN and they brought me back. They won't let him in within city limits. I'm telling you what I know. How the Fox thing work out? When he was on the air arguing with Christopher Broussard or arguing with Marcellus Wiley. What happened to him? He wants to talk about me, that's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, he'd give anything to have my job. He'd give anything to have my resume. He ain't on ESPN. I got the #1 show. Where his show do? How his show do? You ever see this despicable dude on television? I'm not even getting into how difficult he is to look at. I'm saying, have you ever listened to him? Who wants him? I don't speak like this, ladies and gentlemen, but what else? What other explanation is there other than his evil, vile tendencies than you want to be me? You wish you were in this position, didn't you? Don't you? You wish you had the #1 show for 12 years, don't you? You wish you could do that, don't you? You wish you could be on national television every day, don't you?
Wow.
It ain't bragging. I work for it. Everybody else works for it. The only person people out here trying to hurt people is you. You have literally made a career off talking about people in the industry who do what you do. In other words, you don't want to do it better. Then why don't you have a job outside of Blaze TV? Why are you at Blaze TV? Not to knock Blaze TV. But we know that's not where you want it to be. You want to be at ESPN. You want to be running the black website. You want to go to Fox. You want to be on television. You want to do all of these things. Jason Whitlock, what's up? Are you watching the show? I mean, it ain't Club Shay Shay where you break the internet with the Cat Williams interview, but I do pick up at least 1,500 subscribers per day. I am at over 460,000. I just started 9 months ago with my team. You've been at it, whether it's May of 2021 or July of 2021. You've been at it since then. I've already surpassed you. Sound familiar? Because it's what I've been doing to you your entire career. You were a great writer. Your mistake was you started talking. And words wanted to be seen while you were talking. Which is why your quality is dying. Because when we see you and we listen to you, you know how worthless you are. This is a dude that, according to reports, literally tried